Hey folks, Sam with Mechanic here. Today on our 2016 Jeep Renegade, we're going to go ahead and replace one of the engine mounts. Now today we're going to do the most common one, which is one on the passenger side, the upper mount. It receives the most torque stress on it. I see this one most in the shop. So to get started, you're going to want to go ahead, have the vehicle raised up a little bit. I've got mine up on jack stands. Have your jack and a block of wood ready. Then go ahead and take that engine top cover off, and I'll see you under the hood. Okay folks, so to get this going, we're actually going to start by removing this intake here. Alright, a couple of things we're going to have to unhook from it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start over here by snatching the screws out of our air box, just like we're replacing the air filter. Alright, once we have those screws loose, next we're just going to work our way along this pipe, disconnecting everything. So it starts, we get a plug here, we'll give it a little pinch. The plug's starting to come apart. If you have a plug starting to come apart like this, just very gently reseat the guts back into the plug. It's going to be okay. Life is going to go on. Alright, next we've got our PCV hose here. This one, you're going to want to pinch right up here on the top. If you pinch together, you'll see this yellow collar split apart. Once you do that, you can just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It should come right off. Of course, I'll see that, and then this one fights naturally. There it goes. Okay, once that comes off, you've got a bolt that's normally right here. I already had that, you'll have to forgive me. It's this bolt, I did it while it was off camera. That's my fault, guys. Alright, and then working your way across, got another plug here. You can go ahead and squeeze that one. Pop that off. Just set him to the side there. Alright, and next, we're actually going to remove the pipe from the throttle body. Now this one is not as easy. You'll see a little tab where my finger is right here. And if you reach your hand around the back, you'll feel a little clamp. It's just a little plastic clamp. And if you pry up on it, and I'll show it to you here in just a second. All right, it'll come apart almost like pulling the lock on a zip tie. So there's the little tab I was pulling on with one finger. And then this is the little lock I was pulling on with the other. And all I was doing was, if you can see that little V shape, is kind of putting my finger in the top of it and just splitting these apart, and that little zip tie mechanism comes right out of there. Alright, once you have that out of the way, now I'm going to remove this. You don't have to at home. I'm going to remove this so you guys can see what it is I'm doing here. Okay, so there's a little hose clamp that holds this pipe onto the throttle body. I've got you guys zoomed in on it here. I'm going to reach under, and where you see my socket poking out, whoops, put him back so you guys can see. Right here, it's a little 7mm on a band clamp, and you just loosen that up pretty good. Alright, don't have to take it all the way out, please don't do that. Alright, but you should be able to pick up this pipe now, and then if you pick it up by the air filter as well, you'll be able to pull the whole kit and caboodle out. Of course, that little piece of plastic is going to mess with me. Alright, we got it out of the way. We're going to set that off to the side. Now we're ready to get started on our motor mount. So if you look right here, these are the bolts that actually connect the motor mount to the engine. The bolts that connect the motor mount to the subframe of the car are down below your air box here. So you're going to want to go ahead and pop this air filter out of the air box, because we're just going to... So, we're looking at our air box here. We've got a couple of mounting points that all appear to be rubber stoppers. So, gently wiggle and pull up here. And that appears to not be yielding any fruit. So I may have to apply a little bit of force to this to pop it off of here, but it will come off. There we go. Alright, once you pop it out of Out of the bottom there, you've got another rubber mount over here on the side. So just get you a little pry bar in there. Give that a whirl. There we go. Once you pop all those rubber grommets out, it's going to be attached to the air pipe rather loosely down there. You just give it a little twist, it'll come out. Alright, now we're looking at the whole of the motor mount. We have 3 bolts that attach it to the motor. We have 3 bolts that attach it to the car. Now, before we do anything, we're going to want to go ahead and throw a jack up under the motor. What you want to do is put a simple wood block on the end of your jack and just make contact with the oil pan. You don't want to pick up on this motor at all. So, you guys are going to be my safety observers for this. I'm going to slide this jack up under the car. With a little wood block on it, of course. And I've made contact. Notice you don't see the motor coming up at all. If you do, if you see that motor rocking like this, you need to let off a little bit. So I just made that move for you a little bit. So I'm going to let that motor down. And I'm just going to make contact with my wood block here. Alright, so now the jack is primarily holding the motor up. We can work on our motor mount. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to start on the engine side because any stress that the jack needs to take up, as I loosen these bolts, it will slowly and gently lower that pressure onto the jack. These aren't crazy tight. Good 3/8 ratchet will pull them out just fine. And once we get them loose to the point the engine is very firmly, squarely sitting on the jack, and you'll feel it. And we'll go ahead and you can see these seem to tighten up because I'm putting that pressure down on my jack below. Now I'm going to go ahead and loosen these bolts up a little bit over where the motor mount connects to the car. Again, they're not crazy tight. Okay, I'm going to leave my extension there. I'm going to go ahead and rig up a power tool to make this video go a little faster. You saw that motor do a little dance there as the jack took the last little bit of the weight. Now at this point, I like to leave the bolts hanging. Just grab the whole motor mount as a unit and pull it out. We'll inspect this one and get you guys down in front of the camera here. We'll inspect this one because we can. So inside, we're looking at this rubber bushing, making sure there's no crazy tears or anything in it, right? Making sure there's not an excessive amount of play. This should be a pretty stiff motor mount. All right, and if you look around the sides, in these, the rubber goes all the way around both edges here, right? You want to look for any crazy cracks, tears, chunks missing, things like that. If there's any play in it, especially this one, that motor's going to rock and roll a lot more than it's supposed to. All right, but as you guys can see, there's no crazy tears, chunks missing, nothing other than this motor mount is really dirty because, well, it's 10 years old at this point. It's done a lot of work. I think it's earned being dirty. But we're going to go ahead and put this one right back in. So now you're about to find the value of putting the bolt or leaving the bolts hanging. All right, if you got a new one, I just recommend drop your bolts in the holes, send the whole thing down as a unit. It will help you, I promise. Here we go. And what we're doing is we're watching, and the ones that we can see, we want to line those bolt holes up and get at least one started on the motor and one started on the car. Okay, so I have that one started on the car. Now you may need to, and this motor's being supported by the jack, so you may need to grab your motor and wiggle it around a little bit. It'll move, I promise. Alright, so I got one. I got two started on that motor. And that one's being just a little bit of a booger. Alright, now let's get the rest of these started before we get to fussing too much with that. Now what I'm going to do to get this last bolt started, because it is just fussing with me a little bit. I'm going to inspect those threads out on the end. Yeah, no crud or shaved off metal, nothing crazy. There she goes. Alright, so once they're started, you want to run them down. I would start with this middle one right here. And you're not looking to put a ton of torque on it. You just want to run everything down. Oops, snug. Now if you got one struggling to start like that, run these other two down just a little snug. You can see how I kind of moved the engine there. May just be a little bit out of alignment, and what do you know, that thing actually started up for us there. Okay, we'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down on the car. Alright, now on the motor side, I'm gonna go ahead and use my ratchet so you guys can see this motor kind of pull itself in a little bit as we get really good and tight here. You'll see this motor start to line up the way it wants to, or the way it's supposed to. Look at that. I'm pulling that motor right up where it's supposed to be. All right, there we go. So now we've got the motor mount in. Let's put all this junk back that we had to take out of the way. See, motor mounts aren't all that scary. Just got to remember to support your motor with the jack underneath. Again, the trick to that is just make contact. Just that motor's hanging there, you just make contact with that wood block. As you can see with us working the bolts out, there was nothing terrible about it at all. We just let the pressure down onto the jack, let the jack do the work of holding that motor while we swapped it. And that was it. Alright, so in this airbox, you start by getting that tube down the bottom started. You're just going the reverse order of how we took this thing out. So you get it lined up over on the side first, pop those in. Then if you reach your hand around underneath here, where you see my finger waving down there, use your finger to guide this post in. And it goes in that little rubber grommet you saw on top of the motor mount. Once you get it guided in there, just give it a little shove down. There you go. The base of your airbox is installed. Don't forget to put your air filter in. It's a critical component. We want that air going in the engine to be nice and clean for a very big variety of reasons. But now we can go ahead and grab that long tube. I'm going to work it over the top of the motor. All right. If y'all give me just a second, I'm going to put you back over on the other side of the car. All right. So going back in, there's a little bit of a trick here. This little plastic band, you're going to want to hold this thing wide open as you slot this air tube in. All right, go ahead and set that tube down on the manifold. It won't hurt anything by it. All right, once you do, highly recommend you go ahead and put this bolt back over here. Kindly forgot to show you guys coming out, so I will make sure you guys see it going back in. Or you can try and rely on, I guess, wizards and magic to put it back in, I guess. But let me know how it works for you. If it does, you know, shoot us a message. I'm all about some wizards and magic that work on an automobile. But for us normal folk, we're going to have to put the bolt in the old-fashioned way. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. You're literally just holding a plastic tube down here. This is, you don't need He-Man putting this bolt in. And right there is plenty tight enough. Go ahead and go over here to the other side. Tighten the top of our airbox down. Very gently. You notice I'm not even bumping the impact on that little gun I'm using, even though it's a very, very low torque gun. Alright, so we've got this worked down. Just like earlier, how we started here and worked our way across, we're going to do the same thing. So we'll start at this plug. Now remember, this plug was getting a little worse for the wear. So we're going to be gentle. Putting it back in. There we go. It's plugged in. Hook our hose up here. Now you don't have to pull this clamp apart on this. You can just shove really hard. It'll go right on. Okay. So we got our 7mm on our ridiculously long 1/4" extension. We're just going to reach down. Find that band clamp. Alright, now as you start to tighten this, you want to hold a little pressure on the top of that hose. Make sure it's seated all the way on the throttle body. Now this doesn't need to be crazy tight. If you look at how I'm holding my ratchet, literally holding it like this, that's all the torque I need to tighten that little hose clamp down. Now, you guys remember this thing. All we're going to do is we're going to reach around the back and we're going to slot this in here. And once we do, what you want to do is actually hold forward on the back side of this clamp and you can click it in. Coming apart is the exact opposite. Alright, so we're just doing the opposite of what we did going in. It is going to be a little bit tricky getting this thing to start. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, you got to do this blind. So for those of you that have watched my other material on this Jeep, I talk a lot about working around corners and working blind and things. This one's one of those situations. You got to learn to see with your fingers. If you can learn to do that, you can get really good at this. Okay, as we tighten it, we're adjusting that hose. We get this thing all the way tight so it's not dancing around on us. I unhooked this hose so you guys could see, so I'll make sure and hook it back in. And we'll just go ahead and hook our plug back in. There we go. Put your top cover back on the engine. Make sure, of course, your battery's installed. I took the battery out so you guys could see down in that hole that I was working in. All right, but make sure everything's put back. Put your inner fender back on. Make sure your lug nuts are tightened. Thanks for joining me, guys.